Amos 5:18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it? For you, the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yehoshua Ba'Hashem, Charakakodash, the honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Shouts out to all the sincere elect out there. We are coming back at you with another lesson out here. Seems as though it's calmed down since the previous days. We've been having some heat waves. Now we've got a kind of, it's calmed down nicely, but we've got the wind though, which the wind is nice. Wind is cool, and you know. So we're going to go in the spirit, Lord willing, talking about the day of the Lord. The day of the Lord is at hand, and all the prophecies are lined up. You know what I mean? We're ready to fire off. All the prophecies are lined up, and we know the prophecies ain't going to be late. Swing to Habakkuk 2. Prophecies are always on time, so this is the time we're in, man. We're in that time now, man. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it? For you, the day, and that's a question, there's a question mark. Yeah? To what end is it for you? What end is it for me? Lord willing, we get preserves. Right now, we're just doing sounding that alarm. The alarm is going out, sounding loud, that trumpet. According to Joel chapters 2, that trumpet's going out. But like I say, the prophecies have to be lined up, and the prophecies are going to be on time. And you know that we have to, the MOT has to be made mandatory. Right now, we're hearing about all the UK. There's going to be a UK ID going to be made mandatory. The last I checked, it was going to be maybe late December. The UK from the going to be on your app on the phone, so you're going to need that if you're going to want to move around and travel around. The birds they want to the birds them are coming around. I don't know if you can see them on the phone, but all the birds are coming around here. So yeah, so that's going to be made mandatory. It's being talked about right now in the news, and you could do research on it. The UK ID, Universal Digital ID, that's going to be over here, and so that's going to be a stepping stone closer to the MOTB. So the prophecies are lining up nicely. Everything's lining up nicely. So, but yeah, for the question is, yeah, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? What end is it for you? What end is it for me? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Right? When you just do a little bit of fact checking here, because we know about the what's going on over there right now with the Iran and Israel, the bombing. Previously, probably 6-7 days now it's been going on, and Trump's been tweeting. The last I checked on the news, US strikes Iran. This is what they're saying. This is from last night from the CNN news. US military, the US strikes Iran nuclear facilities in operation. They're calling it. It's called the Midnight Hammer, right? A couple of nights ago. So they were striking the nuclear facilities, and I've got some of the spots here. They was calling it the Midnight Hammer. So they struck. Where is it here? They struck. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. See if I can find that. I might have to do a fact check on that. Yeah. So what they said was, when I was watching the news last night, it said the Pentagon. Yeah, the spirit of the wind is active right now in operation. The Prince of the Air. So the Pentagon brought 125 aircraft was involved in the US mission on Iran nuclear sites. Right, these are their what they call them, bunker busters bombs. So what's it saying here? DHS warns of cyber attacks following US strikes on Iran. So potentially they're talking about there's going to be cyber attacks potentially, right? It says warns of heightened threats environmental in US, potential cyber threats, and lone wolf attacks. So you got the lone wolves there. That's the threat now. Since they've struck all the nuclear bases in Iran, now they're saying that there's going to be a comeback, a return, and it could be through cyber attacks, potential cyber attacks, through lone wolves, because you got a lot of these, what they call them, lone wolves or sleeper cells that are based in US. They live in US, right? They have an undercover occupation perhaps, and they move around like US citizens, but really they're potential threats or lone attacks. So they're worried of the comeback through the potential cyber attacks or lone wolf attacks. So they're worried about the T attacks. So that's the latest. They were speaking about that on news, and they go into Trump be tweeting more of his tweets. Let me read another one of his tweets, what he said. Let's read this. It says, we have completed our very successful attack on the 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordow, Natanz. These are the names of the nuclear bases over there. Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary sites. All planes were, right, this was the sites, Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan, right, sites. All planes are safely on their way home. This is his tweet. So he's really kind of like, what you call it, tapping himself on the back, tapping the US on the back, or the US military on the back. Safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. Yep, there is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace. Thank you for your attempts to this matter. So really, is it going to calm down? Is it a closer step to peace? Well, we know the prophecies. We know what the prophecy says. The weak shall say, I'm strong. Because he's saying he doesn't want Iran to have military weapons. That is the point of him bombing the nuclear bases. But now, when you do a little bit of fact checking on, which I did that, on how many countries have nuclear weapons, what comes up is 9, and it mentions them. I'm going to read them. 1, Russia, right? And it actually gives you how many nuclear weapons they have. It says 4,309, Russia, right? The nuclear weapons. 2, United States, right? Because what's on the top of the chart is Russia. 2nd, United States, nuclear weapons, 3,700. 3rd, China. How many nuclear weapons? 600. Right. 4th, France. How many nuclear weapons? 290. 5th, United Kingdom. How many nuclear weapons? It's giving me the stats here. 225 nuclear weapons. United Kingdom. 6, India. How many nuclear weapons? 180. 7, Pakistan. 170 nuclear weapons. Israel, 90 nuclear weapons. That's 8. The last one, 9, North Korea, 50 nuclear weapons. So these are all the countries. These are the 9 nations that have nuclear weapons, and it actually gives you all of the amount of nuclear weapons they got. So Russia's the top, the most powerful nation, as we know, right? It goes into that in Ezekiel 38. They're Gog, otherwise known as Gog and Magog, Russia, and that's the that's going to be the actual nuclear war, and they're going to step up, right? Because when which they've already attacked Iran now, right? US has now attacked Iran, and that's what Russia was waiting for. We're going to watch it, see how it plays that. We know, like I say, the prophecy, the MOTB has to be made mandatory before it goes all out. Before it all goes out, guns are blazing, right? The full-fledged WW3 ain't going to happen until all the prophecies are made, fulfilled. And we know that they are lined up, all the prophecies are lined up, ready to be fulfilled. But the last one is the WW3, and in the midst of that, Yahushua going to return. So I just wanted to bring out some stats and some of the latest breaking news, what's been trending. Trump's been trending in the tweet, and they've made their attack. US have made their bombing spree, right, with their buster bunker bombs hitting the nuclear bases, and it actually tells you all the nuclear bases that they hit. As I read, I'm going to read it again. One of Trump's tweets, one of his latest tweets actually tells us. He says, US attack on Iran. We have completed our very successful attack on 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordo, Nozans, and Isfahan. Right, and congratulating his military. Yeah, but what little do they know? I'm going to read it. Amos chapters 5 and 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it? For you, right? For you and for us, right? Are we in the time of Jacob's trouble now? Stay in your lot. Keep praying. Keep your medicine strong, yeah, and serve the Lord with fear and trembling. Right? All the prophecies are lined up, yeah, and yeah, Yahushua going to come, and they're going to be picked off one by one, just like bowling. You know, with the Skittles, when you see the bowling ball just lick down all the Skittles, Yahushua going to come, he's going to lick down all these nations, right? And that's going to be the grand finale. Before that, the intercontinental ballistic missile is going to make America an example of what happens to a kingdom that is extremely wicked, right? And that's in the midst of the WW3, when the missiles hit, Yahushua going to return. So woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it? For the day of the Lord is darkness and not light, right? As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, and he went unto the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. There's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide, right? So I just wanted to bring that out, and bring out the latest news, what's taking place, what's trending in the news right now. Yeah, we're building up to the grand finale, Yahushua return. So woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it? For you, right, and for them, and for all the wicked nations, right? Ultimately, they're going to go at it, right? But yeah, man, the grand finale is at hand. The day of the Lord is darkness and not light, right? And that's what we know is at hand. So the prophecies are lining up nicely for Yahushua's return, the grand finale, and we get delivered out of this bitch. So watch and pray and watch Yahushua do what they do. Bring an end to this wicked kingdom. Wada Yahuwah Shimon Shai, Kala Yahuwah Shimon Shai. Till the next one.